So there are two eyes we can imagine, two deep ecology model, ecological philosophy. Just it is just I'm giving a human touch. So imagine deep ecology model, ecological spirituality, ecological philosophy is a human face. So these are the two eyes. What is that? Ecological intelligence, ecological consciousness. So now what is ecological intelligence? Intelligence denotes the ability to adapt. Ecological refers to an understanding of organisms and their ecosystems. In short, it is a ecological education. All right, the knowledge about everything that exists in the universe. Intelligence lends the capacity to learn from experience and deal effectively with our environment. Learn about how human activity impinges on ecosystems so as to do less harm and once again to live sustainably. Pope Francis thinks that out of ignorance, we have ended up in this mess called ecological crisis. So, in other words, we didn't know how these earth systems function, how they interact with each other. So, because of our ignorance, we try to damage everything that surrounds us. So, that makes sense. That's why we need to educate ourselves in ecological matters. So, what is ecological consciousness? In a simple word, it is ethics. It is ethics. Swaraj. That is the ecological consciousness. Because we should see everything with consciousness, with the heart, with the moral values, with bioethics, with justice, with logic. No, I think logic is the other one, ecological intelligence. I think this is emotion or ethics, yeah. Ecological consciousness demands the formulation of environmental ethics. Ecological consciousness knows what hardships humanity has caused to nature and its adverse effects. Ecological conscience supports a claim to protection of the parts of non human nature. The practice of conservation must spring from a conviction of what is ethically and aesthetically right. A thing is right only when it tends to preserve the integrity, stability, and beauty of the community. And the community includes soil, waters, fauna, and flora, as well as people. See how nicely, I think, uh, not environmentalist, naturalist Aldo Leopold, one famous writer. I think that is the writing from him. So he is the greatest writer, one of the magnificent writer on soil, especially on land. Here are the 7 rules of our ecological conscience. How to develop ecological conscience, how to develop the environmental ethics, bioethics, how to come to the knowledge of justice between humans and ecology. First, rule number 1 of ecological consciousness is conservation or preservation. Don't destroy anything. That is the first rule. Don't even pull out the weeds. Jesus teaches in the parable of the weeds and the wheat. Remember that?
Yes.
So that is the example. Don't destroy. And Baal Tashit, this morning I explained what Baal Tashit means that do not destroy any part of creation. Then renunciation, that means we should reduce our use of resources. We should use little bit of water and we should use very less energy, not using and wasting. And we should go for very good technologies that conserve energy. They burn the technology that burns less coal, less petrol, diesel. Thus, we limit our pollution. Renunciation means also not profit making. People are today only goal is profit making, nothing else. Money, money, money. So renunciation is good. You know, Christianity for many years taught renunciation. And the Jain monks, they were all rich people. They run all the jewel shops. They are filthy rich. But still, even today, Jain people renounce everything and they become monks, especially the women, Mataji. You must have seen in northern part of India, they walk on the road with white dresses, wiping the road, not to harm any animals. They're all rich daughters of big jewel owners, jewel shop owners. You remember that? Big. In their houses, they have big cars, big carbon footprint, wealth. They have everything, but still they renounce. We don't want. Kenosis, self emptying. Some monks even no dress, Digambara Jains, and slowly they starve to death. It is known as Salekana. So the renunciation goes to the extent of renouncing the food and water, and they die. That is what in the 12th century St. Francis of Assisi, when he started the congregation, Capuchins, he asked his monks to renounce everything. He himself was a rich man, a son of a businessman. Pietro Pedroni, his father name from Assisi, he was making business in textiles, big business. So he also renounced. You know, Buddhist monk from Malaysia, you know the towers, two towers, big Petronas towers in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. His son, he renounced everything. I don't want any money. I don't want any glory. So now he is in somewhere in Cambodia in a Buddhist monastery as a monk. He is the big billionaire, but he told, I don't need anything. Even today, people, big rich people, filthy rich people, they renounce. They find the value of Mother Earth, not to hurt, not to destroy. Bal Tashit. We don't want to destroy any part of nature. So that is how renunciation works. We also, as priests, we renounced. We should learn how to renounce. So then only some parts of the earth can remain as they are. Then biocentric spirituality, that is opposite to anthropocentrism. We have been discussing about anthropocentrism, Romanian spirituality, stewardship, ecological philosophy, all that items, they pertain to anthropocentrism, human interest. But here, biocentric spirituality or biocentric ecosophy means it is, we are part of everything. That is a deep ecology. What we are biocentric spirituality and deep ecology goes far deeper than even biocentric spirituality. So here man is also included. Also non-living and living. And the rule number 4, ahimsa, non-violence. That is, for Indians, it is like our own breath. Yeah, our own breath. We have been taught to live non-violent life. India has been like that. That's why you see monkeys everywhere, snakes everywhere, all life everywhere, in the road, cows, donkeys, bulls. You can find anything everywhere. Even they can enter the temple or a church. We don't hurt them. You know, ahimsa. Jesus also taught when somebody strikes on your cheek, show the cheek. Yeah, ahimsa, not to hurt. Then comes rule number 5 of ecological conscience: non-attachment. Non-attachment. You don't attach to consumption, and then greed. We can really remove them off. We are not attached. Human people can detach. Detach. We need to detach from the present day, the model of consumption, especially production, distribution, consumption. Today, we are obsessed with shopping. Anything comes, we buy. Blindly we buy. Chinese people, they produce lot of products. They are not products. They are turning their waste into products. So we are giving money and buying the waste actually. They show like a product, we run and buy them with our money, and you bring them within 1 week, it's gone, it becomes the waste. So Chinese people know how to sell their waste to other countries. So it's a trap. So we pay money to buy their waste. So non-attachment means you should detach from the present day lifestyle. Some company owner is promoting all this to make a buck, to make money and profit, and we are cheated. We are cheated. And we go run and buy them immediately. And rule number 6 is the democracy of all creatures. That means we need to fight for the rights of everything. We need to recognize why we became human beings. What is stewardship? We have been discussing stewardship. We are the masters of the planet. Lot of titles you have. So today we should establish and we should write in paper, in Constitution of Mother Earth, that everybody is endowed with rights. So what are those rights? You know very well. To exist, to flourish, to fulfill their role for the common good of the planet Earth. So democracy for all creatures means freedom for all creatures from human encroachment or dominion. Human exercise dominion over them, but we have to give them freedom from human dominion model. The last one, rule number 7, is of ecological conscience: pro-life all the way. You know, usually in religion like Christianity, we fight for human life. You know, doing abortion is sin. Church is very strict. No abortion. That is called killing. So people, they teach, our church Christianity teaches to protect the baby in the stomach. Don't do. But when it comes monkey, or when it comes mosquito, when it comes chicken, fish, pig, sheep and bull, there is no protection for them. So here I tell you, pro-life all the way. If you talk pro-life, that is also life. What? Chicken is life. Fish is life. So how come the word life, you limit only to human baby in the stomach, and how come you are not extending that word to other forms of life? That is the question a philosopher should ask. You are philosophers. You should ask how come? Only for human is the life, other things are not life. See, pro life all the way. Any life deserves protection. Very good.